fine, fine. Um, uh, Today is I'm connected to from my office
Oh,
uh, and a little uh, I'm a little a little occupied,
occupied, busy, a little busy.
a little busy. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Polo, I don't know if it is too much trouble for you. We could move the class to any other schedule, something that could be more possible for you any time that you are not so busy.
Um, the the past course, uh, the Monday, it was perfect.
Monday. All right. If you want, next class could be on Monday.
Okay.
So, what time?
The same is from 7 to 8.
Excellent. Okay. So, that's a fact. Next class, we are going to work from 7 to 8 on Monday. That's great. Okay, and so, Polo, are you ready for having the class today? Or do you want me to give you the class next Monday, 2 hours?
Uh, mm, the next week, I have I am on vacation.
Hi, that's great.
I prefer today start the class, and maybe the next week the start on Monday.
All right, it's okay. So, you know what? Today we are going to talk about holidays and traditions.
Okay,
What do you think about it?
it's interesting. Uh, how did you say tema
Topic.
topic?
Yes, it's an interesting topic. And you know what? I guess that it is so nice. I really like it.
Yes, I think all the people like the tradition.
That's it. And you know what? I have already realized that traditions all around the world are very varied, they are very different, and they are not only interesting and beautiful, but important also. Well, from my point of view.
Uh-huh.
All right, so ta-da, here we go. Holidays and traditions. Can you mention and explain any important tradition in your hometown?
In my hometown. Uh, I I live in Azcapotzalco.
Okay.
In that place, it's often the the people uh, have many traditions. Uh, in special, in the in how do you say iglesia in English?
Churches.
In churches. Yes. Um, uh, there are many um, many, in this case, uh, what I what can I say? Pueblos, towns,
Towns.
there are many towns in each town they have a church. For example, they have a church with a how bueno, how would you say santos
Saints.
saints? Okay, Eh, each saint have a day. The people, the town, uh, make a party or usually in Azcapotzalco every weekend uh, there is a party for a saint.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes, in Azcapotzalco the people are um, have many traditions.
Hey, that's great. Okay, that sounds so nice. But you know what? I would like to talk to you about some traditions in some other parts of the world. For example, did you know anything about the lotus feet in China?
Lotus feet in China. Uh, a little.
Yeah, what do you know about it?
I know the um, the girls the girls their their shoes are very small because the the men uh, how the 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 girls how do you say the foreman
Ah, form.
form
Yeah,
the form
yeah. De formar. Well, they put out of shape.
okay put out of shape his or his or her foot because it's very elegant in China. The girls have a small foot.
Yeah, that's it. Well, sometimes they say that it is very attractive for
Uh-huh,
men. So if you want to be attractive for your man, you should wear little shoes, little feet,
uh-huh,
and yes, they call it lotus flower
uh-huh.
because their feet are in a strange form, in a strange shape. But what do you personally think about it, Polo?
Uh, I think in this case it's a rape tradition
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know the girls have or have to change the shape their foot. It's correct foot.
The foot is one,
Uh-huh.
feet are both.
Okay. Change the the shape of feet of of the hip.
Yeah, that's it. And you know what? I know that it is extremely painful for them
Mm-hmm.
because their feet are shaped in a very strange form. And so their bones
Mm-hmm.
don't have the strength for walking, even. So that's why they give small steps and they don't used to walk a lot because it is extremely painful for them.
Uh-huh.
So When I knew about it, I said, "Gosh, it is incredible that people do that." But you know what? I was paying attention to Mexican fashion trends, and I remember that we in Mexico, we women, wear very high heels. And so that kind of shoes
Uh-huh.
are also really painful to use, and the shape of the spine is different from the one it should be. So I really relate a little this tradition of the lotus feet
Mm-hmm.
with the shoes we are wearing today.
Okay.
And so if you ask to a woman if they like to use their shoes,
Mm-hmm.
they say, "Oh, yes, that's beautiful. That's nice and that's elegant."
Uh-huh.
Some men like it. They say, "Oh, women look really nice. No, they look really beautiful."
Okay.
But there are some people also whose opinion is that it is not necessary to do that. So, what do you think about it, Polo?
The fit.
Yeah, the new traditions, the new fashion trends.
Mm, well, when I was young,
You are young,
more or less.
younger. When I was younger.
Okay. When I was younger, uh, the the trend of 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 tradition, uh, they isn't. Uh, there wasn't, no, there
Yeah.
wasn't um, accept to my parents, for example, no,
Mm-hmm.
the the clothes, the music, the the TV shows. This I I when I don't more young,
Younger.
younger. Uh, Sometimes when I see the young people, I think the some traditions, for example, um the people like gays, like lesbian,
Uh, the
my
you?
ajá, yes, when I say it, when I see these people, sometimes my mind don't understand because they they are very explicit. They in the bus, in the subway, in the street, they they cherish, how do you say in gallego?
Cherish.
Cherish. But my main have to change because this there are the new trends. The I have to white mind, no?
An open mind.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's okay.
This I think the in the other generation my parents, my 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 all it's all parents.
Yeah, all your relatives.
No,
Ah,
parents
gra-
and parents,
grandparents.
grandparents. Thank you.
My pleasure. Oh, yes, yes, you're right. They used a different point of view. They tend to be, well, maybe more strict. Maybe they were also, um, well, different from our uses. And so everything changed.
Yes.
Even for us, well, let me tell you something. Whenever I see, for example, my granddaughter, who that she is listening to certain kind of music, I say, "Gosh, oh my, it's not possible to be listening kind of like that. So it is not music." And now I remember that those were the words of my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
When I was listening to music, she was also saying, "Oh gosh, why are young people like that? It is not possible." Something like, "Oh, Santa Clara Cuatitla, Jesus Christ."
Yes, yes. Is the is the is the generation change? I think,
Uh-huh.
but it's um, curiously
Curious.
curious because when I was when I was younger, I think uh, uh, when I when I when when I will old man, my 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 mind what will be open mind, but in this moment, sometimes I don't understand some things.
Yes, that's it. Well, maybe I think that that thing happens because we are used to a certain situation, and whenever it changes, it is difficult for us to process that
Mhm,
information. For example, I remember that time ago my father used to say that gays were abnormal people. They were not people like us, and they were so dirty people. They were perverted. And for a long time,
mhm,
I was afraid of gays because I said, no, they are not good people, no? Like my father said.
mhm,
But later on, I realized that that's not true. But I had to break with my stereotypes because whenever I saw a person with other sexual preferences,
mhm,
I began to feel uncomfortable. I used to feel uncomfortable because my prejudices. Later on, whenever I talked to them and even whenever I worked with them, I realized that some of them are wonderful people. And
yes,
so there's no reason for that label that we were putting on them. But it is a question of nature, I guess.
okay. Le-
But you know what? I remember also that it is a cultural situation because the homosexual people
mhm,
in Oaxaca, for example, I don't remember what's the region, but there's a region in Oaxaca
mhm.
where they are called mushes.
Muchas, yes.
Yeah, and the mushes, you know, that are people who are well appreciated. People say that mushes are a gift of God because they are half women, half men.
Mhm,
So they have the strength of a man. They have the sweetness and the fineness of a woman.
mhm,
They are cherishing, they are careful, they are attentive, and they are helpful, and they are so strong also, very protective,
Mm-hmm.
like women and men at the same time. And so the parents used to say that they were lucky because they were not going to be alone whenever they grew older, because they had their mushe children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's different to the point of view. That's a different point of view, don't you think so?
Uh-huh. It's it's cultural.
Yeah, that's it. All right. You know what? Let's go to another question. Do you consider that traditions are important in the social life of any country?
Yes,
Why?
because the people uh, they 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 feel part of the town or of the community. The the tradition the people join and because they uh, mm, the people support them because the they uh, feel like a town, a community, and they uh, uh, share the same. Uh, I I can say uh, culture. I mean,
Hello, Polo?
yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can listen to you.
Okay. Uh, well, the tradition it's important because the people they are feel uh, uh, they feel like a community. They support between between the people live in a region, in a town, no? Or in a city, or for example, in the Mexico City, neighbors, no? In some neighbors, the people join for celebrations like Christmas or the day of the Guadalupe's Day, no?
That's it, yes. The Virgin's Day.
The Virgin's Day. Thank you.
Yes, that's it. You know what? I also believe that traditions are part of the identity of any country, any town, and even any people, any person. Because, well, they are, as you said, you very intelligently say that it's part of the uses and all of the things that identify a community.
Yes.
So it is necessary also to have party. Whenever we have party, we renew some of our wishes, energies, and we charge everyone from good energy. So yes, it's necessary to have traditions. But you know what? I think that some of them shouldn't be continued because some of them are dangerous for human life even. For example, I remember that in Guerrero,
Uh-huh.
there's a tradition in a town called San Marcos, I guess. And the tradition is that people fight whenever it is the celebration of any saint. I guess it's Señor de la Salud, kind of like that, or yes, any saint. People fight and they hit each other. They really fight hard because they say that blood is going to fall down um, on the earth, on the land, and it is going to be nutritious. So if there's blood
Mm-hmm.
in the ground, it is a sign now that we are going to have fertility and production of any food. So they fight so that they can be bleeding at the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
So, Jesus Christ, for me, it is tremendous.
Yes.
Would you be? Yes.
Uh-huh. No, I continue, please.
Yeah, I don't find any sense. But anyway, you know what? It's a tradition.
Yes. Um, I remember in Thailand, I think the people in holiday week or Semana Santa,
Holy Week.
Holy Week, the people in Thailand, they uh, it's correct or
The
pear
big
or pear
heat.
hit they hit with rope uh, correct for cuerda
A rope, yes.
with a rope in the back for fall down because
Gosh,
they are they try to I um, imitate imitate
take, yes.
imitate the the passion cries or how do you say
The, yeah, Christ Passion.
Christ passion yes
Jesus Christ, that could be very painful. But you know what? There are also some other traditions that are not very sensible. For example, have you heard about La Tomatina in Spain?
sí, sí, sí.
Polo? Hello?
Yes yes
Oh, yes. Yes, have you heard La Tomatina tradition in Spain?
mm, yes in Madrid I think
Yes, it is. I don't know if it is in San Fernando's Day
uh,
or in San Fermin's Day,
uh-huh,
but at 12 p.m. in the afternoon,
uh-huh,
people begins to throw some tomatoes
uh-huh,
against each other, so it's a tomato war.
uh-huh,
And so, well, it could be very interesting. It could be very amusing, very
uh-huh,
funny.
uh-huh.
But for me, it's a waste of food.
yes
And even I saw a documental where people were asked about the origin of that tradition,
uh-huh,
and they said that they don't know. Just it happened one day and they liked it.
yes
And so they say, okay, what's the reason? Who are you being devoted to, or what happens? And they say, it's just because we were bored and we wanted to do something new. Jesus Christ! So it has been observed all over the world. Many people go to Spain to La Tomatina.
Yes,
And well, I have heard that there are tons and tons of tomatoes that are wasted every year.
yes. The it's a tradition. I don't understand because they are do that because okay, when when the people say usos y costumbres, the people that no use that region don't understand because they are do that, no?
Yes, I listen to you.
Okay,
Oh yes, they don't understand. That's what I wanted to tell you. I didn't like it. I said, "Gosh, how come?" But I guess that we have to be tolerant and we have to be respectful with the ideas and the way some people think. All right. Well, it is something that I strongly believe, but who
okay.
knows? All right. Well, Polo, I don't know if you have any question or if you want to say anything about the class.
Uh, mm, in the web, the course online,
Yeah.
sometimes